Hey, what's up guys? It's Christian back with another video. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but we are back. And I was thinking over the past week that I haven't uploaded, and thought to myself it would be a little bit better to go from Matthew 8 to Matthew 9 and then so on in each video, just to keep it a little bit shorter and keep everything more in depth so we learn more throughout this series. So yeah, instead of going from Matthew 5 to 10, reading 5 chapters at a time, we're just going to go one by one, and hopefully we learn more this way. But yeah, before we get into this video, we are going to be at Matthew 8 here. I wanted to show you guys some paintings I got and a shirt I got. So this is a new shirt I got, just red and yellow. It says, "How long, Lord?" Got this at a Christian store in my city. I'll link that down below. And then I got 2 new paintings. Well, you guys seen the first one here in my last video. And then I have this one over here. I'm not sure really what that one means. If you guys see it, let me know what you think. I know it says brother. There's crosses on it. He's holding a lamb, but I'm not sure exactly what the meaning is to it. I might have to ask the artist. But I thought it looked cool. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. We're going to be going from just Matthew 8. We're going to go straight into Matthew 8. I'm going to be explaining some things, and we're going to be learning as we go. So let's get straight into it. Matthew 8 here, we're going to start off with Jesus heals a man with leprosy. If you guys didn't know, leprosy is kind of like a skin disease, or it was a very, popular skin disease back then. Not sure if it was fatal, but it was rough, and I'm pretty sure it was contagious. If you had leprosy, people seeing you as basically like a zombie in a way. They wouldn't want to be near you because then they would get leprosy, and I don't think no one wants that. But we're going to start here. When Jesus came down from the mountainside, large crowds followed him. We're going to be at verse 2 here. A man with leprosy came and knelt before him and said, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said. "Be clean." Immediately he was cleansed of his leprosy. Then Jesus said to him, "See that? You don't tell anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest and offer the gift Moses commanded as a testimony to them." So here, I had to look this up. I did read this earlier. I wasn't sure what the gift was that Moses commanded. So I looked it up, and since this is like my first chapter that I'm actually reading of the Bible, I had to figure it out somewhere else. And this is from Leviticus 14, cleansing from defiling skin diseases. The Lord said to Moses, "These are the regulations for any diseased person at the time of their ceremonial cleansing. When they are brought to the priest is to go outside the camp and examine them. If they have been healed of their defiling skin disease, the priest shall order that 2 live clean birds and some cedar wood, scarlet yarn, and hyssop be brought for the person to be cleansed. Then the priest shall order that one of the birds be killed over fresh water in a clay pot. He is then to take the live bird and dip it, together with the cedar wood, the scarlet yarn, and the hyssop, into the blood of the bird that was killed over the fresh water. 7 times he shall sprinkle the one to be cleansed of the defiling disease, and then pronounce them clean. After that, he is to release the live bird in the open fields." So, this is what God said to Moses, and this is basically what was supposed to happen if someone was healed from a skin disease. But of course, this was in the Old Testament. It was in the Old Testament, and I know there is still skin diseases, but yeah, that's what this meant here when they said, "Go show yourself to the priest and offer them the gift Moses commanded as a testimony to them." So let's go on and see what happens. The faith of the centurion. Verse 5. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, asking for help. "Lord," he said, My servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly." Jesus said to him, "Shall I come and heal him?" The centurion replied, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, 'Go,' and he goes, and that one, 'Come,' and he comes. I say to my servant, 'Do this,' and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, "Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west and will take their places to the feast, or at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go, let it be done just as you believed." So, I wasn't sure really what a centurion is, or I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm going to look it up, but I do know in The Chosen, it's basically, they're trying to just represent Jesus on earth, like what happened. Throughout that show, it was basically one of the leaders of Rome. I'm pretty sure he was a leader. Forget his name, but he had a kid he was looking after that was sick, and that's who Jesus healed in the show. I'm not exactly sure who this guy was in the Bible, the centurion dude. I don't know if he was anyone special, but if you guys see that show, this whole thing happened there just so you could kind of see, what kind of happened. But let's look up what a centurion is. Centurion. Yeah, so it really was just a officer, a part of Rome. So he was a soldier. That's what that means. But let's go on to the next part. But yeah, it's really not common as well for Romans, especially soldiers, to believe in Jesus, because at the time, they didn't believe in that stuff at all. They just believed in what Rome believed in. I'm not even sure what they believed in. I know it was a whole bunch of stuff, but he was like one of the only soldiers that believed in him, and Jesus, healed his servant, his servant. He healed him. He was a soldier, just as you said it would, and his servant was healed at that moment. Verse 14, Jesus heals many. When Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to wait on him. When evening came, many who were demon-possessed were brought to him. He drove out the spirits with the word and healed all the sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah. He took up our infirmities and bore our diseases. It's going to be at verse 18, the cost of following Jesus. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. Then a teacher of the law came to him and said, "Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go." Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens, and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." Another disciple said to him, "Lord, first let me go and bury my father." But Jesus told him, "Follow me and let the dead bury their own dead." So, in this verse, I had to look it up because I was confused. I didn't know what that meant. Does it mean, if your dad dies or whoever dies, just to let them go? And, if you're in this situation, is Jesus saying, "Oh, your dad died, don't worry about that. Come and follow me"? Because this is what he was saying to one of his disciples. But I looked it up, and it said not to take it literally. So here in this verse, it's more of like saying, say Jesus calls on to you, instead of, just throwing it to the side. Say your friend wants to hang out with you. Your friend's not a believer in Jesus, and your friend's trying to bring you to do, all these worldly things, whatever it is, drink, whatever the thing is that they're asking you to do. Jesus is saying, you know, if he's trying to get your attention, you need to listen to it and stop making excuses for things. Like, you know, you might have something to do, or you may want to do something. You may want to go play basketball or golf or whatever it could be, video games. Instead of doing that, put your full focus on God and, you know, learn more about him. Stop pushing him to the side, because, you know, he wants to know you, or he wants you to know him. He wants you to learn more about him. So, you know, give him the attention that he wants instead of just throwing him to the side. That may be the right way. I'm not sure. That's just what I got out of it. But yeah, we'll just go that way and say that's what it means. I may not be 100% though, so don't take my word fully. Let's get into the next verse. Actually, I'm looking back at it. The title of that was The Cost of Following Jesus. So then when you look at that, it's kind of like, you know, you have to sacrifice sometimes if you're going to follow Jesus. You can't just, you know, say you follow Jesus and do whatever you want. You know, like, it comes with sacrifice. Like, you may want to go hang out with that one person that drinks and does backflips and smokes all the time and shoots guns, whatever they do. You may think that's cool, but Jesus is saying right there, follow me and let the dead bury their own dead. So the people that are spiritually dead, let them be and follow God. You know, hopefully those people find God. You got to pray for them. But in your own sake, you need to, you know, follow God. You can't just keep pushing them away. But I'm done with that one there. Let's get into the next verse. It's going to be verse 23. Jesus calms the storm. Then he got into the boat, and his disciples followed him. Suddenly a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." He replied, "You have little faith. Why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him." Next one. Jesus restores 2 demon-possessed men. When he arrived at the other side in the region of the Gadarnus, I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Gadarnus. We're going to say Gadarnus. And the region of the Gadarnus, 2 demon-possessed men coming from the tombs met him. They were so violent that no one could pass that way. "What do you want with us, Son of God?" they shouted. "Have you come here to torture us before the appointed time?" Some distance from them, a large herd of pigs was feeding. The demons begged Jesus, "If you drive us out, send us into the herd of pigs." He said to them, "Go." So they came out and went into the pigs, and the whole herd rushed down a steep bank into the lake and died in the water. Those tending the pigs ran off, went into the town, and reported all this, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. Then the whole town went out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they pleaded with him to leave their region. So Jesus here sent out these demons. Mind you, these demons knew he was the Son of God before, you know, he even said anything. They just knew it. These demons knew all about this guy. And they asked him to be sent out with a herd of these pigs. And you know what happened to these people? Demons came out, went with the pigs, and they flew off a mountain. And that's crazy. Imagine seeing pigs fly off a mountain. What was the apostles or disciples thinking here? Imagine you were one of them, and you see these people go into a pig and fly off a mountain. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
He freaking flew off a mountain.
Yeah.
A pig.
A lot of them too.
Yeah. There was like a whole army of pigs. I don't know how many. I'm going to say 100, 200. 200 pigs That's not the exact number. I don't know. But just imagine seeing that. Demons in these two pigs, or not even two pigs, these people, you know? No one wants to pass them. They think they're going to get sliced up, whatever they think is going to happen. And these demons see Jesus. They already call him the Son of God without even, Jesus even saying anything to him. And they ask him to be sent out in a herd of pigs. Imagine seeing 100 pigs willingly jump off a mountain and all of them die. That's a crazy sighting. But it happened. It's all true. So, that was up to verse 9 here. Or not verse 9, chapter 9, Matthew 9. I'm going to go through this video. I'm going to end it here. Check it out. If there is anything I want to touch up on, explain some things. Or even ask questions below. I might ask you guys because I'm trying to learn as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And have a good one, my friends, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow or the next day. We'll see.